Take pictures of Doctor Strange's Sanctum Sanctorum. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Popcorn Watchlist podcast, where we hang out and have fun and talk about our favorites in TV and film. I am your host, Xavier, and I've got the boys here with me. Got Anthony over to my left.
How you doing?
Got Danny with me here on the couch.
What's up?
But keeping his distance. And then you've got Zach over there in the corner, keeping his distance.
Hello. Yeah, way over here.
So we figure, to quote the great Willem Dafoe, we can go back to formula and kind of go through a quick recently watched rundown, and then we're going to talk about our most anticipated films for the first half of 2023, because there's a lot of stuff in pop culture film coming out, and we figure this would be the great time to discuss while we have a lot of the tentpoles starting to come out, starting with February with Ant-Man and the Wasp and Quantumania. So recently watched. Let's start off with Anthony.
All right, I got a lot, but it's because on my trip I still squeezed in some movies.
Ooh.
But so yeah, the first one we watched while we were on the plane, because it was like a 8-hour flight. We watched Edge of Tomorrow, which is, I've seen it already, but great movie. Highly recommend if any of you enjoy action, good story, good Tom Cruise being Tom Cruise.
It's the one with Tom Cruise.
Mm-hmm.
What's the Tom Cruise sprint distance in
Tom
that movie?
Cruise and Emily Blunt.
Does he only get to like a certain part of the beach before he just gets got? I forgot.
He gets got a lot of
times. And it's great. Like I love that Tom Cruise wasn't above like being a character who was constantly going through the day. It's basically like, a sci-fi action Groundhog Day that, just what was it, the tagline, live, die, repeat. But he was able to kind of like, there were some goofy deaths, there were some really cool deaths, and each added more and more layers to it. That was a great movie to watch in theaters.
Yeah, definitely watch it if you haven't seen it. I believe they tried to rename it Live, Die, Repeat, because in all them advertising material, you'll see the words Live, Die, Repeat much bigger than the actual title of the movie, which is The Edge of Tomorrow. So if you can't find it under Edge of Tomorrow, you might find it under Live, Die, Repeat. But
I forget, was it based off of a manga? Or is it based, I think it was a manga.
Yes,
or like
all you
manga.
need is kill.
Yeah,
all you need is kill. But yeah, so that was the first one. Then I watched The Father, the Bride, the new version with Andy Garcia.
Andy Garcia on HBO, right?
It was on the plane. So
HBO.
It was whatever.
HBO had it.
It was whatever Virgin Atlantic had on their flight. So, but yeah, it was cute. It was what you would expect. Wasn't terrible. Wasn't great, but it was a nice movie. But yeah, if you're into those movies, I would recommend it. If you're not, then maybe skip out on it or watch the other ones with Martin Short and what's his face, Steve Martin. But yeah, it was fun. The third movie we watched, I believe, was Revenge. That was a good movie with BJ Novak.
Oh, really?
It was his directorial debut.
That was the one where he's out in Texas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was an interesting movie.
Boyd Holbrook.
Yep. Ashton Kutcher was great in that movie. It sounds weird to say that, but he was great in that movie.
That had a very small window of release in the theaters, if I recall.
Yeah, it was very low key.
I was trying to find it. Like I finally had time off. Like, oh, let me go watch it, and it was just all here in South Florida. No showings, and I was really bummed for that day.
Very low key. BJ Novak wrote, directed it, starred in it. Fun cameo by, what's this guy's name? I forgot, man.
What? What's this guy's name?
John Mayer.
John Mayer?
Yeah, the singer. John
Oh
Wick.
my god.
Yeah, he's
That's
in
random.
it. He's in it for one scene. Yeah, it is random, but it was funny.
As himself or
Yeah, as himself.
Okay.
Like a Serena Williams cameo.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, I do recommend Revenge. It was better than I thought it would be. There's a couple of characters have some really good monologues. Ashton Kutcher was really good.
Cool.
But yeah, it was good. Revenge with BJ Novak. The next one, I rewatched The French Dispatch, Wes Anderson movie, probably Zach's favorite, although it wasn't
Grand Budapest.
Grand Budapest. Have you seen French Dispatch?
Yeah, I watched it.
Okay.
I think I had mentioned that it's one of those that I have to kind of watch again
Mhm.
and
I hope
really
you weren't
pay
distracted.
attention. A little distracted, but even then, when I was paying attention, I still feel like I needed to kind of watch through it again.
Yeah, there are things that when you pay close attention, it's really good. Especially the first article or the first story about the psycho the psycho artist
Mhm.
that's Benicio del Toro.
Yeah.
Like I love that whole sequence was great. That one was awesome. But yeah, like it's just if you recognize it as they're just like little shorts in one big like pastiche, then it all makes sense and it's all really good.
Yeah, it was fun, quirky, like all of his other movies. So I mean,
The wrestler guy on the car. Oh,
if you already know you're not into his movies, it's pretty much it's very similar to his other movies. So I wouldn't recommend it if you normally don't like his movies, but I enjoyed it, so I would recommend it just based on my opinion.
and
But
yes, Edward Norton's in it.
yeah, a lot of the usual suspects in Wes Anderson movies are in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun. It's just like what was it, like 4 or 5 like kind of like short stories, kind of like 30 to 40 minute story blocks.
All put together. Oh,
Yeah.
I remember watching that movie. I was in the theater. I was like, damn it, Timothy Chalamet's in everything. But he has one of my favorite lines in that movie where it's just like, he's just like, I feel shy about my new muscles. Like, I don't know why, but I'm just like, what? This is ridiculous, but funny. Yeah.
He's still like super skinny.
Yeah, he's super skinny. I was like, what are you talking about, kid? But that whole story about like the kids having like revolting against like the student hierarchy, it was great. Like
Mhm.
that was cool too.
So then on my way back from the trip, this plane, we watched Dog, the movie with Channing Tatum,
Oh yeah, and dog
starring the dog.
featuring Channing.
Yeah, it was all right. It wasn't bad, but it was kind of predictable. It was a little weird because it had like some strange tonal shifts, where it was like they're trying to be funny and a little edgy at times, and then
super
now let's
emotional.
get serious and kind of depressing. It's like, damn, it's like,
So tonal whiplash.
yeah, it was a little off at times, but it was overall fun.
Alright.
Little predictable, so I'd give it like a 6-ish, 6.5. But yeah, with Channing Tatum, he's been fun recently. So and then after that we watched Breaking, which was very good. It's probably a movie that a lot of you may not have heard about. It's with John Boyega. It's based off a true story of a guy who holds up a bank,
I remember this one. Yep.
and he's trying to get money from the VA, who apparently screwed him over. And he's like, I don't want to rob the bank. I just want the money that is owed to me. And it's a really good movie.
I forgot who the negotiating cop was played by.
Michael K. Williams.
Yeah.
I think it might be his last movie.
That's why I remember it. Yep. Rest in peace, Michael K.
Michael
Williams.
Weston's in it too. I know it's not his real name, but
Yeah.
yeah, you have a couple of good actors in the movie.
He means when he says Michael Weston, he means
from Burn Notice,
the guy who played Michael Weston from Burn
Yeah.
Notice. I forget his exact name, but that's what IMDb is for. Jeffrey Donovan.
There you
Thank
go.
you.
But yeah, it was good. It was thrilling the whole way. John Boyega did an excellent job.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those movies where, because usually when you get to the Academy Awards, they'll award the people, like actors or actresses, who did really good in movies that are usually considered top movies of the year. So even if someone did an excellent job in a movie, but the movie itself they didn't think it was very good, then that person usually doesn't get noticed. So I feel like it's one of those where he did all the heavy lifting and he was, did his best in the movie. But I guess the movie itself didn't completely come together, but it was still good overall. I would recommend it just on his performance alone.
You'd say he like knocked it out of the park? Like, yeah, he did a good job.
John Boyega did a great job.
Nice. Okay. All right. Excellent.
And then we watched Avatar after that. So we don't need to talk about that because we spoke about that for a while.
A while. Oh yeah, a good hour length.
But yeah, so yeah, that was like my past month.
All right.
Past month.
Pretty
Nice.
solid.
Solid rundown. Cool.
And shows? I don't know if you want me to do shows, but movies. I'll just do movies.
Movies are fine. I think I'll handle the. I've got shows that I've watched.
In different area codes.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, not really. Speaking of different area codes, let's go to the far end corner. Zach, what'd you get up to watching recently?
More Star Trek.
Oh, no.
F1 racing.
No, only a couple of things actually. I'll start off by saying that I watched Avatar for a third time. Took my mom to go watch it at
three?
the IMAX.
How did she
theater.
like
Damn,
that?
I'm only on one.
She so she liked the movie. She enjoyed, or she loved the visuals of it. Of course, I think that was her favorite part of the whole movie.
Okay.
She's like, oh, she thought the story was like, it was pretty good, like nothing like wow, of course, which I think is a pretty
Accurate.
accurate and common opinion about the movie. And then in terms of the actual theater itself, because I took her to the one in Fort Lauderdale, the big IMAX real IMAX one. She said that she liked that, the screen was massive and
How was
and
the sound?
I don't think she ever talked about the sound, but overall, like she had a really good experience with the movie in that theater.
So you told her you're taking her back in July?
For Oppenheimer, yeah.
Mhm.
Nice. Okay.
Oh yeah, because the
You saw the
trailer,
trailer. She's like, whoa, the whole screen.
and I'm like, look, mom, you see like the whole screen is like covered up. And
Ultimate question: what did she think about the water?
Ooh.
Yeah.
you know what? I never asked.
She said,
Oh my
she
god.
said the water
never-
was wet.
You didn't
The
I
water was
never
wet.
asked.
you didn't
How?
tell her to focus on the
How?
water?
You should. But like while they're flying around and they get to the Mecaina tribe, you didn't tell her, like, Mom, look at all that water. Look at how natural it's real. Like that's
You
real
should have asked her,
water.
does it look like real water or is that fake water?
What? Well, that's what I'm gonna do now. When I
Yeah,
watch
chance,
it for
I'll ask
the
her,
fourth time.
what her
Immediately
thoughts
take her
were
now for a
on-
fourth time. You're like, now look at just the water.
Only the water.
Only the water.
Only the water seeds. Pay attention. I'll wake you up when those happen.
I gotta ask her, and then I'll give you her thoughts for
Okay.
the next episode.
Good.
So the next thing that I watched was this one was like a documentary that one of my coworkers recommended to me. Since it's something that we both kind of share in common in the interest of what it is. It's called Ferrari Race to Immortality.
Why
I
is
think
there,
is what it's
all the like racing stuff is always something to something. Like, why is the F1 show Drive to Survive?
Yeah.
And now this is Race to Immortality. And I'm pretty sure there's another one that's just like Fight for Checkered Flag.
Need
or,
for
like,
Speed.
The Need for Speed done automatically. He got it. Tokyo 2 Drift. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, that would be awesome.
I wish.
Two
It's like-
Tokyo, two Drift.
3 Tokyo, 3 Drift.
they I guess they do it for like dramatic effect, I guess.
It's formulaic, but okay.
No, it's Formula One.
Shut
I
up.
had to.
This is all right. Nice.
And what I really liked about that documentary is that pretty much the whole thing is all archival footage of focused around a handful of drivers dating from the early 50s into the late 50s. And then you have all of these the voices of historians or girlfriends or wives of these drivers way back when,
Wow.
that are sharing their stories and their anecdotes and whatnot.
Cool. First-hand accounts. Very cool.
And then
Or what? That's second-hand, but yeah.
well, yeah, and then at the the very end of it, the last maybe 5 minutes, then they actually show their faces and their kind of their reactions to this one particular death that they talk about at the end of it. and then kind of like all their thoughts about everything that's happened from from that era, right? Just kind of like summing it all up and tying it off with a neat little bow. And it was beautifully shot. All the old footage that you see, it's like surprising at some of the shots they were able to get, like how you get these shots of like a point of view, I guess, from the car. Like they have like a camera mounted on the car, back in the 50s, of the cars driving around the tracks, in some shots. It looked really cool. But then all these other shots and pieces of footage that I myself, having seen so many videos about racing from the 40s, 50s, 60s, etc., have never seen before. And it was cool to see some, stuff that I had never seen before. But really well done. I believe it holds like a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Nice.
Cool. So really,
Okay.
really, it's praised critically. It's something I do recommend watching if you guys are if anyone's into motorsports or into documentaries or anything like that. It's a good, or even just history in general. It's a good documentary. I think I got it for 99 cents to rent from iTunes. I don't know if that is still going on as recording, or even by the time this episode comes out. But definitely check it out if you guys get a chance.
All right.
Pretty solid.
And then the last thing that I watched was the first episode of The Last of Us. I don't know if I want to get into it, or if we're just going to save it for...
No, we're saving that
We're
for a
gonna save that?
special
Okay, cool.
episode, a special kind of entry in the watch list discussion. So be on the lookout for that. That's going to drop very shortly after this episode.
Yeah, I'm just going to say that it was a great first episode.
Yep.
I'm just going to leave it at
I
that.
think I was going to quote Homelander's like,
It was perfect.
every minute detail.
It was perfect.
It-
Every minute detail.
Perfect. Very nice. All right, cool. Thank you for that, Zach. And we're going to scoop it over here to Danny. What have we got going through on your end?
So, since the last episode, all I've seen is The Last of Us. So I'm gonna
He's been in
skip my turn this time.
Did you like it?
Oh, did you play the skip card on Danny? Is that what happened? You hit Last of
Yeah.
Us
The Uno.
skip? Yeah, and then yell Uno? Man.
But
Draw two.
we'll share our The Last of Us thoughts on the video that we'll do soon. So keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, those are fun. We're going to be doing more of those and try to christen more of it with a great discussion about Last of Us. So I'll kind of close out the little segment here. I watched a lot with a lot of variety of TV. Saw some movies through like whether it's through HBO Max. I saw some classics again like The Mummy and Indiana Jones: The Last Crusade because I just got
Throwbacks.
Paramount Plus again.
All right.
And those are classics. I love those movies. I mean, Last Crusade is one of my top 5 of all time. Can never go wrong with it. But I also got around to watching a lot of, like I said, a lot of TV. So I saw the finale for Willow, which was overall very entertaining. I felt like every episode got better and better and better. And it helps that the original is like a cult classic. It's on Disney Plus too. If you want to watch it, I'd go ahead and do so. It's fun. Got a good mix of modern stuff with the classic cheesy fantasy stuff going on. But the big thing, I kind of got into sort of like a spy thriller kind of run and theme. So I was watching I finished season 2 of Slow Horses on Apple TV Plus, which is about spies in MI5. I'm almost done with Jack Ryan's season 3.
Nice.
I saw The Recruit on Netflix, which is like a sort of like action comedy thriller about like spy espionage with a young, basically like a lawyer for the CIA that ends up getting roped into a big intelligence operation involving a human asset. And just a lot of stuff happens, but it's pretty entertaining, surprisingly enough. It stars Noah Centineo from, people know him a little bit from Black Adam, but I think he's also from another Netflix show with...
he was Adam Smasher.
Bridgerton,
With-
maybe?
which
Is it
one?
Bridgerton or?
No, it was with Lana Condor of To All the Guys I've Loved Before, or something like that. I think it was that.
Oh, so Netflix movie.
No, it was a show.
That's a show.
Yeah, I thought it was To All the Boys I've Loved Before. Yeah.
Mm,
Or maybe it's TV 14. Yeah, it's a show on Netflix.
cool.
Anyway, yeah, he's fun. He's entertaining. And it's a fun little. It's a pretty easy binge if you want to watch it on Netflix. It's good. And then finally, I kind of closed it out with going back a few years to watch another spy thriller, sort of like a remake or like a modern retelling of a John le Carre novel. Just little thing is he's the guy who wrote Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, so he's really big on the spy stuff. So it's a show starring the one and the only Tom Hiddleston called The Night Manager. That show is awesome.
Very good.
It's extremely good. Hugh Laurie is like the bad guy, but you have like all these like really like you see them in little things, but they're like really stacked, great actors. Oh, and also have Olivia Colman, who's like won a whole bunch of awards since then. Zach knows her from Hot Fuzz.
Hmm.
Yeah, so she's Doris, but dude, she's so good in this show.
Look at his horse.
Check out his horse. No, she's been around the station a few times. The tension, the emotional range that Tom Hiddleston portrays throughout all of this stuff, the cold and calculating, but with the cracks of human behind Hugh Laurie is just there. It's so layered, dude. It's extremely good. Oh yeah, and Elizabeth Debicki's in this too. I can't believe I forgot that, dude. She's also like I remember like between now and then seeing her. I think it was in Tenet, and then now in the most recent season of The Crown. I look back, I was like, dude, she
The Man from Uncle.
also The Man from Uncle, yeah,
Widows.
another spy.
She was good in Widows too.
It's nuts. It's like over time you realize, dude, she
And Guardians. Guardians
really
2.
Guardians 2 and I think 3. She can act. Like she's really good. I mean, she was just nominated now for the most recent season of The Crown. She can act. She's insanely good, and it's a good showcase for her as well on The Night Manager. You can watch Night Manager, I think, on Amazon Prime Video. They have the whole season up.
I forgot the actor's name, but he was the ultimate bad guy in the Pirates movies. What's
Yes.
his name?
I don't remember.
Because he's in that show too, The Night
Yes.
Manager. He's
Yeah.
also in White Lotus
The
season 2.
ultimate bad guy in Pirates
Yeah.
of the Caribbean.
Yes, like he's
He's a.
not
Not Barbosa.
not Barbosa,
No.
not what's his face?
So the actor's name
Not Davy
is
Jones.
Tom Hollander.
Yeah.
But in Pirates, he plays. It's funny that like his most well known on IMDb is
He's not
like-
Norrington. I keep saying Norrington, but Norrington's
it's not Norrington.
the other
No,
guy.
It's Cutler Beckett, and I didn't look that up. I knew that from the top of my head because I'm awesome. But Lord Cutler Beckett, yeah, he is also I think in that show Taboo with Tom Hardy. That's a weird show, but anyway, he's Tom Hollander. He's also really good in The Night Manager.
What is he? The head of like the East India Trading Company? Is that?
He's the head of the East India Trading Company on behalf of the king. So he
Mhm.
has all the letters of marque, and he's controlling. He like trying to turn pirates.
Yeah, he's always good. Every time I see him, he's always good.
Yeah, if he's in something, you know it's good. Like that's sort of like again, Taboo's good. It's just really weird, but yeah, he's Tom Hollander's in the show too. What going back? Yeah, I talked about. So yeah, Recruit Jack Ryan also on Amazon Prime. That's what kind of got me watching that. I was like, oh, let me go back on the spy.
So you didn't finish it and then watched other stuff? Or
Yeah,
or you're
because Night
watching it all at the
Manager was
same
so
time?
good. You know why? It's because
Night Manager
family.
is shorter too, right? It's like 6 episodes.
It's only 6 episodes, but I had family that wanted to wait for us to finish Jack Ryan. So like, okay, cool, let me watch The Night Manager. And then like one of my family members like, oh, this looks good. I was like, no, you have to watch this on your own. Like I'm not gonna hold back for other people. Also, the Slow Horses season 2 is really good as well. It's pretty short. It's only like 6 episodes long, but it's like a weird, like I mentioned it before. It's a dark, almost like a dark comedy spy thriller, but it gets pretty intense in some situations in a really good way. And Gary Oldman, obviously, he's one of the GOATs right now, and Gary Oldman is amazing in this show. Like I wouldn't say he carries it because there's other actors that have their moments and other characters that do really well, but like the way he plays, it's wild. I'm trying to remember his name again, but the way his like
Mr. Slow Horse.
no the slowest of horses. No, basically he is like the most like sarcastic, like smart ass, like almost like just slob, like slacker of a head manager in like MI5. But like the way he brings Jackson Lamb, that's his name, yeah, Jackson Lamb, back up to life. It's like it's realistic in the sense that the guy is such a smart ass that like he's there with people, and like he'll just be like just smoking in people's faces. Like when he sits down, he's just completely like disheveled and slovenly, but he'll then like hit him with like some information, or like basically like a verbal checkmate, and you're just like, wait, this guy got me how? Like, because he's so disarming in that, but like he like mistreats his the people under him, but he kind of still cares for him. It's a really great show. It's based off of books also. That again, like, just kind of got me into the whole like spy thriller thing. I've kind of always loved the genre, but now with newer stuff coming out, it's sort of like hey, you have a wide range of options if you want to play around with that stuff and have fun.
I haven't seen it yet, but there's a new one also on Netflix. I think it is with Charlie Cox.
Yeah,
called
that's another
Treason,
one.
I think.
Ooh.
Called Treason.
Yeah,
I think.
So it's a show. So.
Yep, he's
need
also a British intelligence agent, and he had a relationship with a Russian intelligence agent, and there's stuff going on. Yeah, that's on my list.
They need to advertise their stuff. I don't know.
Netflix is
Yeah,
trash
it's
at
so
this.
dumb. I don't know when every day they come out with probably 10 shows.
But then Wednesday came out, and everybody like loved it, even though people were hating on Luis Guzman as Gomez when I was defending it. But that's a different story.
I haven't seen it yet, but
I haven't either, but I just saw him as Gomez. I was like, dude, this is perfect. Like,
I
you watch
feel
the
like-
cartoon where Oscar Isaac, my boy, is voices Gomez Adams. Like, it's the same thing. I was like, oh, it's great. It's just like more like the how it was illustrated.
have you seen Treason?
No.
No, not yet.
I've
Yeah, I
always
said
seen the
I
trailer.
haven't seen it, but I saw like it pop up on like For You. I feel like Netflix won't really promote a lot of their stuff, and if they do, it's like the very big ones that we already know. But
But even
just-
on their own service,
yeah,
like if I'm on there, I'll probably only see one thing that they're promoting, which is the first thing that you see when you
Yeah.
open it. But aside from that,
or
I
like
don't-
the top 10.
right. Aside
Right.
from that, I just don't know.
Like people swear, oh, the algorithm takes me to other shows. Like a lot of
No.
times it doesn't. I don't know if that's just me, but like the algorithm is one thing, but the fact that like, oh, what's hot right now? Like they only go off of like they only promote it if the numbers are there, and not just say, hey, we believe this show is cool. Like, yeah, they invested money to make the show, so why not promote it? Around the channels of people who like this kind of stuff. I don't get it. It's weird.
It's odd. But there were a few things I forgot because I finished Jack Ryan, season 3.
You like it better than season 2?
Yes,
That's all I need to know.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yes.
3
Good.
is better than
3
2,
is
for
better
sure.
than 2.
Good.
And
So far, I'm halfway through 3. I was like, dude, I
Yeah,
like
it's
this
good.
better than season 2.
it's good. And then I also finished season 3 of Mythic Quest.
I did. No, I'm on the finale. right
Okay.
now.
It was weird because as I was going through all of it, somehow the day that I finished, I guess the second to last
So
episode,
Mangalini.
the next day was the finale. I'm like,
Oh, you're
random,
right
because
into
I think all those other episodes came out like 2 months ago or something. A
I
couple
love
months ago.
I love the Joe Manganiello
The cameo.
Ian having like their do we just become best friends moment. That's
Yeah.
hilarious. That's freaking great.
But yeah, it was good. Not as strong of a season as season 2, but it was still fun. It seemed kind of like a in between season because it seems like
It's
now
setting up. I
next
think,
season will be more stuff happening.
Yeah, I think it's setting up. It's looking good.
And I watched The Menu. I forgot to mention that I watched The Menu
Ooh,
because it's on HBO Max now. So go watch it.
It's
Yes,
really
chef.
good. We
It
talked
is very
about
good.
Yes, chef.
I think these guys
Don't take
talked about
pictures
it
of your
a
food.
few months ago, but yeah,
oh my god,
it was very
I
good.
hated that guy.
It was very good. It's not a horror movie, so if you think it's a horror movie and you don't like horror movies and you don't want to watch it, it's not a horror movie. It's
It's like a
I would say it's
It's
like just more of like suspenseful movie.
I mean, it's got some gruesome stuff.
Yeah, but it's not horror.
It's not
though.
horror.
It's like
I guess.
it's creepy at times and it's suspenseful, but it's not a horror movie.
I mean,
It's
it
not
has-
a slasher movie or anything like that.
It has that one part with the sous chef, but come on, like
Yeah, but what I really liked about it is I really like when movies have like one location and it's like the movie's in the one location throughout or most of the movie. So I
Yeah.
really like that.
it's like a bottle.
Episode, but in a movie, kind of like that movie, The Phone Booth, with Colin Farrell, where he's just in a phone booth almost the
Or
whole
Man
movie.
on a Ledge.
Man on a Ledge.
I always say
That
Man
movie's
on a
not
Ledge.
so much like that, but
No, it's not. But
Buried for sure.
for sure, Buried.
That's a good movie with Ryan Reynolds.
People forget Ryan Reynolds can act. Watch Buried.
It's
So,
Ryan Reynolds in a coffin.
the whole
The
movie.
whole movie.
Yeah.
There's a movie called Lock with Tom Hardy. It's him driving and talking on the phone in his car the whole movie.
Oh yeah.
All,
right.
all these movies, somehow they figure out a way to like make it tense
Creative.
and like and they get very creative to make you want to keep watching throughout the movie. So yeah, I like when writers or the filmmakers can come up with an idea that they can do that. So
All right.
they were able to do that with The Menu. Very good. I liked it.
Yeah. Ray Fiennes was extremely good.
Ralph
Fiennes.
Fiennes. No. Ray
Voldemort.
Fiennes.
Voldemort was the greatest chef.
Voldemort, The Witch, and Not a War Boy. I'm always gonna use Not a War Boy for Nick Holt. That's my favorite role of his, by the way.
Beast.
Not Beast
No,
from Mad Max.
that's what I'm saying. That's my favorite role of his.
Not Warm Bodies.
That was my second. I'm okay. For the record, I avoided that movie for many years.
I kept telling you to watch it.
Anthony kept telling me to watch it, and then finally, I watched it, and I was pleasantly surprised by the first 15 minutes. It gave me something that me as a personal viewer I enjoyed very much. It's one of the reasons why I also watched the After Party on Apple TV Plus so much. I don't want to say spoilers, but it was great. Yeah, good job, Nick Holt, and he keeps doing good stuff. And he was awesome in The Menu as like this, just complete snobbish, like booty dick,
Doucher.
dude. Tyler's bullshit. That's all I have to say. That was amazing.
I think some people have put him, some maybe articles have put him in the running for possible James Bond in the
Yeah,
future.
I could see it. Honestly, it's him or Aaron Taylor Johnson right now in the running. But anyway, that's a topic for a different day. Going to our topic, let's pivot on over to our most excited, looking forward to films. That was a terrible sentence, but our most excited films of the first half of 2023, because God knows there's way too many movies coming out this year. Box office theaters are back in full force. So we figured let's get the excitement going. We're getting to that point where we're getting the fun pop culture stuff all year long. We have some of the prestige films in there too, but there are some big exciting things coming up. I know we all got one or two big ones in mind. I want to kind of throw it over to Zach first, because I know there's a lot of stuff he's looking forward to. A lot of it's in the second half, but I want to hear.
Anticipated movie for this first half of the year.
So formal.
It might be something. I mean, it's pretty close. It's kind of right around the corner. About 3 or 4 weeks away. Is Ant-Man Quantumanium, and for kind of one big reason, and it's that we're gonna get to see what the real Kang that is gonna.
How do we know he's the real Kang?
Well, the Kang that's gonna carry the rest of this.
How do we know
saga.
that's the Kang that's going to carry?
The actor
Truthfully.
of Kang that's going to carry.
We're
He
just
just wants
getting
to see Jonathan Majors.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad thing. Jonathan Majors is awesome. You need to watch all his stuff. This is going to be like,
Did you
watch
see-
all his
Did you
shit.
see Devotion?
It's on Paramount Plus.
It's on Paramount Plus. That's on my list
okay.
next also.
I did add it to my list too. I should
Yeah.
Do it.
watch
Do it.
I'm going to get on it.
And then there's
Top
another
Gun.
movie that he's in that
0.5.
Xavier will talk about soon. But with Ant-Man Quantumanium, this, I mean, we've gotten Kang before already in Loki, the Disney Plus series on
Tying it back to Tom
2 years
And,
ago. That was 2 years ago.
Yeah,
That's
guys.
crazy.
Yeah, it came, yeah,
Like in June or
Was
July.
it June of 2020?
It was
Yeah, June or
summer.
July of 2020.
yeah. So
No.
yeah, a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
pretty
No, I
much.
think it was.
Yeah.
No way.
Da.
Well, WandaVision
No,
was
it's 2021, dude. Because
No, it
we're in
wasn't.
2023, and if it's
That's-
2 years,
Oh yeah,
That's
true,
what I meant.
True, true,
Yeah,
true,
that's
true.
what I meant.
Okay, yeah.
I'm telling you,
2021. I keep forgetting we're in 2023.
boy, don't.
But it was
take me
2
back
years.
to
It is 2
2020.
years.
yeah.
Yeah, it's been 2 years, and
Yeah,
they're
it'll
filming
be
that
about a
right
year and a
now.
half,
And
yeah.
fun fact: Kei Hui Kwan, who just won a Golden Globe,
He's gonna be
is going to be in
season 2.
Loki season 2. That's some hype. Anyway,
Cool.
keep going.
So yeah, so we got Kang first in Loki season 1, which came out about a year and a half ago, and we haven't really seen anything of him since. But now this is really going to be the first time in that amount of time, and in this movie, I think it will set now the rest of Phase 4 into 5. Oh no, sorry, yeah, say Phase 5. Sorry,
Yeah,
Phase 5 for the next year and a half, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And then to finish off, then the multiverse saga later on in mid 2025, I think.
Yeah, we'd have to go that far in the timelines, but like, it's just you're excited for the movie because of what it's going to set up.
Yeah, because we're a third of the way through this saga, and I think now it's where it's really starting to pick up. Even though the same thing kind of happened with the Infinity Saga, where we didn't really get a taste of Thanos until the end of Phase 1, which was his cameo in
Yeah.
at the end of the
Avengers.
Avengers.
And we got more than that, like in Loki at least. But it's
Yeah.
a TV show. Some people don't see the TV shows as, oh, do I have to watch all this stuff?
Which
My
you
response is
For
should.
you
Loki,
should watch
You
at
some,
least
should.
for Loki,
For
you
Loki,
probably
you
need to.
Yeah,
because that junk is important.
And don't skip that intro.
Oh,
Got
no
Pillboy.
way.
Yeah, you don't skip that intro. And Pillboy from the Good Place is also in Loki. He's great. He's the guy who has all the Infinity Stones.
Oh yes, that's
Yeah.
right.
It's Pillboy. He's like, oh, we use them
Paperweights.
as paperweights. He's just like, what is this? It's so great. That show's awesome. So well done. But cool, man. Yeah, I'm excited for it too. Really for just the Jonathan Majors show. That kind of ties in. So I'm gonna hijack it to my upcoming most hype film of the first half. Like you have the Marvel stuff, but I think like going to like different type of franchise. We're getting a couple debuts here. So we're getting Jonathan Majors showing up again, but just as an antagonist to Michael B. Jordan's Adonis Creed in the now sequel, like kind of like sequel reboot series of Creed, and now Michael B. Jordan is directing it. And I'm really excited to see where this goes. I feel like all of these fights that Adonis has had have been very personal to him. So like the idea of him just being like part one was him like finding his purpose and proving himself, just in the same way that Rocky did originally. Part two was basically fighting Ivan Drago's son. Now it's fighting somebody from his past, which makes it more just really like more invested in from an emotional standpoint. But it's still the same theme as Rocky 3, where like, hey, he has it, like it's a man who feels good. He's winning his fights. He's on top of the world. He's a great family life. He has a beautiful child, and now he's got a ghost from his past coming up, basically with a chip on their shoulder, saying that should be mine. And again, Jonathan Majors looks like he's bringing a lot of great layers to this, from an amazing acting standpoint. Also, the dude got hella jacked for this role, which is why I'm pretty sure.
Ripped.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that
Super jacked.
he kept that for Kang,
Yeah.
just because you see this man stomping on Scott's poor helmet, and you can't help to think like there had to be some of those boxing skills rolling up that showed up in Creed 3. But it comes out in March, so it's right out a month
Ooh,
after
Nice.
Ant-Man, after Quantumania. So again, this is gonna be. It's like there's two people who are gonna have big years this year. I think one is Pedro Pascal because of Last of Us and Mandalorian, and now you've got Jonathan Majors. That's just gonna like become if he hasn't already been cemented as like this is a guy that when he's in stuff you have to watch like as a big star. This will show it that this guy can have range. He can play everything from emotional points to stone cold badasses to people who you can really root for. I think I'm hella hyped for it. And also, again, like Michael B. Jordan is directing this. I think it's his directorial debut. I want to see, what kind of stuff maybe he got tips or pointers from, like maybe Stallone, obviously Ryan Coogler, and I think I have good faith he's going to do a good job. It's going to be a really fun movie. If you haven't seen the Rocky movies or the Creed movies, I would say watch Rockies 1 through 4. You can watch the others. They're like they add supplemental things, but if you really want to be caught up to be invested in what's going on in Creed, watch Rockies 1 through 4 and then the first 2 Creed films, and you'll be all set.
So Zach, you still need to watch them?
Yes.
All right, you
Danny
have time.
also still needs to watch
I
them.
got
Nice. I got the collection.
Yep.
Oh,
We got it.
Yeah, but we got to find the director's cut for Rocky 4.
It might be on Amazon.
I think it's on Prime, or you can rent it on Prime. Because I would rather them watch that because they're not going to get
on
80s
Netflix
robot.
as well.
Or maybe we want them
Why
to
not?
watch 80s robot.
Yeah,
I'm
just
not
watch
sure.
the OG.
The OG. Like, the OG one is very 80s, but if you watch like the director's cut, like it's more nuanced. There's layers, there's depth. Apollo Creed has more scenes. It's Talia Shire has more scenes. It's really good. Anyway, I'm hyped for Creed 3. These dudes gonna beat each other up senseless. They're gonna whoop some ass, and it's gonna be great.
Is the director's cut called Rocky versus Drago?
Yes.
So you have to rent or buy.
There you go. Rent or buy. I'm
Boo.
cool with that
On
because it's that
Amazon.
good.
All right.
Well, it's on Amazon, but I'm sure you can rent
Yeah.
or buy it anywhere
It's that
else.
good. Yeah.
Oh, and it's in 4K.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, he upscaled it. That was his like passion project or his little project during lockdown. He went and recut Rocky 4. But yeah, I would say if there's other honorable mentions that I think might be interspersed around here, but I'm kind of hyped to watch another hopefully good Transformers movie in June with Rise of the Beasts, and I'm very cautiously optimistic for Indiana Jones because James Mangold's directing it, and a lot of the supporting cast is really good. So, and I'm a big fan of Indiana Jones. So we'll see.
Beast Wars.
Rise of the
Wars.
Beasts.
That
Is the
looks
tag.
cool.
It should really just be Beast Wars. They should have just made it Beast Wars, and that's all it would have been, and it would have been fine. But whatever. Anyway,
Unless there's a part 2, and that's Beast Wars. No.
That's the real Beast Wars.
that's the real beasties, like in Canada.
Yeah, it was called Beasties.
They couldn't say war in Canada. It's weird. Anyway, let's go over to Anthony. Plot twist.
All right, plot twist. So the movie I pick, I think it's pretty obvious. This movie is gonna be, I think it's gonna be really cool. I can't wait. It's definitely gonna be like a midnight. It's
Midnight. 7.
midnight for sure. It's definitely gonna be Magic Mike's Last Dance.
Oh,
No, I'm joking. But I will watch it.
That's Joe Manganiello.
I
again.
know that movie's not for everybody, but I feel like
Joe
I have to
Manganiello
watch
one
it.
more time, and Kevin Nash. I don't know why. I know Kevin Nash.
Salma Hayek is in it, so
He's in part 3.
I feel obligated to
Oh,
watch
so
it.
now you have to watch it.
But
I
no,
do
that's
too.
not it. My pick would be the Mario movie.
Ooh, super.
Because obviously there's like 4 of the movies I could pick, maybe even more. But the Mario movie is the one that I am anticipating because I don't know how it will be. I feel like the others on my list, I kind of have an inkling of what I'm gonna get.
No, that's Splatoon.
Yeah, maybe there's a Splatoon cameo, but yeah, the Mario movie. It just, at least from the trailers that they've shown, the animation looks fantastic. The art style and everything, all the characters look great. The only complaint that most people have is how Mario sounds because it's Chris Pratt doing Chris Pratt sort of Mario voice. But I don't have that much of an issue with it. I'm sure after the first like 10 minutes of the movie, we won't care anymore because we'll be too busy staring at how beautiful the movie looks.
So like Avatar, Way of Water.
Pretty much. But I don't think any Navi sound like Chris Pratt Mario. Instead of ICU, it's like, let's go.
Let's go. I can't imagine what's her name talking to Loak. It's just like, Loak,
Let's go. But no, yeah, definitely that.
And Charlie Day is Luigi.
I was around when the live action Mario movie came out.
Trust the fungus.
It's a terrible movie. Even though I remember watching it when I was a kid, I think I sort of liked it when I was a kid. But even back then, I knew I'm like, this isn't Mario. Like, I don't know what they were thinking.
I
of this
remember
movie.
watching that, and I was like, why are they using the mega scope, the super scope,
I don't know.
to turn
It's like,
people into monkeys, into chimps?
I was like, those are Goombas, the things that you step on in the game, and it's
They
like
were
these,
so tall,
it's like
you
these
can't
huge
step on
dudes
them.
with like tiny heads. I don't know what they were thinking.
Like, and that's the opposite. They have big heads and tiny bodies.
Yeah,
Dude, there's so much wrong with that movie.
that movie, it's very weird.
Yoshi's like a straight up weird, like tiny T-Rex thing. I was like, there's no color in the movie at all. It's like an alternate New York City.
And it was because of that movie that Nintendo was so like, okay, we're not just doing anything with our IP, any sort of movies, because they screwed up our main character.
Yeah.
But
That
finally,
set movie game relations back
finally,
like 15 years.
yeah, more, dude. That movie came out in the 90s.
Yeah.
But finally, they became wise and realized they have such popular IP, and obviously Mario, one of the most recognizable characters in the world, probably
Beam, I
behind.
think. Oh yeah, it's the
Dude,
second.
it's probably
Behind
like
Mickey.
It's probably like
behind
Mickey, Superman,
Pikachu.
Pikachu, Mario. Like
no, Mario. Pikachu.
Mario is top 5 for sure of recognizable characters, and it's like you can make so much money off of this. I think they finally realized we don't need a live action, and they were smart. They went with a solely CGI movie. Went with Illumination, people that did Despicable Me. They've done The Secret Life of Pets. They've done a bunch of other movies. They've
think it was
done
a good
movies.
choice, at
Yeah,
least
they've done
from the
good
trailer.
movies, and so far from the 2 trailers, I've liked what I've seen, and I'm very excited because I really hope they don't screw it up, and I'm gonna be a little kid when I go watch that movie, and I feel like I'm gonna enjoy it. So
Yeah.
that's my pick.
Good nostalgia.
And you got the Donkey Kong shirt too.
Yes, sir.
Danky Kang,
Yes, sir.
Princess Zorldo,
I didn't want to spoil it for people, but
who don't have access to the videos on YouTube. Yeah, but he's
it's on like Donkey Kong.
It is on like Donkey Kong. What if somebody actually says that it's on like Donkey Kong? Seth Rogen would
Someone
have to
might
say
say
that.
it.
Because Seth Rogen's Donkey Kong, that's so weird.
I mean, we
I mean,
haven't
we
heard
thought-
him yet.
We thought
No.
Jack Black as Bowser was weird, and
No, he
so
sounds
far,
amazing.
No,
Yeah.
but beforehand. But now, when we saw the trailer, he's the one that sounds the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, who knows, man? Who knows?
Yeah. Anya Taylor-Joy and I was going to say Luigi, but Charlie Day sound like themselves. I mean, Anya Taylor-Joy has a bit, there's some stuff in there, but I don't know. I have to hear more of Charlie Day for sure.
I hope Keegan-Michael Key does the voice for every single Toad,
I'm pretty sure he
because
would.
that
And
would
he wouldn't.
not just
bat
like
an eye.
whatever the main Toad will be. I hope he's just like a different voice
That would
for
be
every
pretty
Toad.
cool.
Professor Toad. No, they're all, yeah, that's the main Toad.
Well, because it sounds like the one that says, "Look at us, we're adorable." It doesn't sound like Keegan Michael Key at all.
Right, but
In the
it could be.
trailer.
Though. That's what I'm saying.
But
So,
he could
unless
just
they
have
really
that,
altered
he
it
could just have that
before.
range
Right.
because he's about holler, but whatever.
yeah, that would be cool.
It's like it sounds like a kid doing that voice, but
Whatever.
But for sure, my second choice probably would have been John Wick 4, because that movie's gonna be awesome.
March. I cannot wait.
That movie's gonna be awesome.
Damn, that's gonna be so good.
The thing is, I know what I'm gonna get with that, so it's like I'm excited for it, but
you
I know what
what's
I'm
up.
gonna get. So
Uh,
Mario's more of a
Side note,
Crossing my fingers.
stay tuned. Very soon, we'll be dropping a reaction for these two guys over here for the entire series so far of John Wick. Danny's only seen the first one, as Zach hasn't seen any. So we're going to have reactions from them on the page, on our channels very soon, hopefully. So we can't wait to share that excitement with you all, especially with these guys watching some quality action for the first time. So
looking
rounding it
forward
out,
to that.
Danny,
gonna get wicked.
Yeah. So
what do we got? I know there's
To-
some big one coming up.
close it out here.
Oh yeah,
This one actually comes out in June 2nd,
Ooh,
which is right at the end of the first half. But we got Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse,
yep.
which man, I really loved the first one. I think we all
Yes,
the first one.
fantastic.
definitely great animation, cool comic book style, like graphics, and like you get the little subtext like pop-ups.
Yep.
Yeah.
like bagel.
Just all around a great story too, and Spider-Man, great characters. So really excited to see the second one. We got Oscar Isaac in this one.
Yeah, man.
Mhm.
Spider-Man 2099. Miguel
we got
O'Hara.
bunch of cameos apparently, with all these Spider-Men showing up in the poster and in the trailer.
Like known to man, all the Spider-Man.
All of them, just anyone that ever existed, throw them in there.
All of the Spider-Man.
So curious to see how this will play out. Comes out June 2nd, so
Damn.
excited.
Hope
I
it,
feel like, man, that's far
hope
away.
it comes
but,
out earlier.
And it's a
is far away.
2-part movie. So this is part
Yep.
1.
Have they
Across,
said
and there's
anything about
Beyond,
when
right?
part 2 is coming out?
I think it's 2 years or maybe next year.
Because it's across
And
and
beyond.
then beyond,
Beyond.
right? Yeah, the Spot. Damn. That's
we've-
Jason Schwartzman, right?
Beyond the Spider-Verse is March 2024.
That's what's one of the Wes Anderson
So
guys.
next year.
Yeah,
Oh,
March.
nice.
Jason Schwartzman is the
Okay.
Spot, who's the villain in this movie. So should be cool.
Did you hear it? Next year? They're shooting for next year.
March of next year is
Oh
Beyond.
boy, that means
That's
10
gonna be
months.
awesome.
this
or
means
9
it's gonna
months.
it's gonna end in a hella cliffhanger.
So they probably
Yeah.
worked on them both at the same time.
It makes sense. Why not?
That's fair.
Yeah, and we've waited about 5 years, almost 5
Yeah,
years.
it came out 2018.
Yeah.
December
Was it
2018.
18 or
first one.
19?
December,
It
I
was
think
2018.
December 18.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So 4.5 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Not surprised though, because probably the amount of
4 years. Wow.
animation that they have to do in that movie. is
And
nuts.
take their time. They won
Yeah.
an Oscar for it.
Yeah, and if they really were doing both simultaneously, which is what it seems like they needed 5 years, so that way they can come out with the first one and then make the final touches for the second one,
Mhm.
No doubt.
Makes
so
sense.
that it comes out within a year of this one. But
Gosh, man,
man,
can't wait.
that one
I'm
I'm
just
gonna be
settling in on
awesome.
the
Just-
excitement. That's too good.
Spectacular Spider-Man is gonna be in there.
Yeah. PS4 Spider-Man.
Yep.
Is there too
I wonder if they'll have the MTV one.
with
The
Neil
Neil
Patrick Harris.
Yeah. The
I mean-
CGI one.
I think so.
Now that you mentioned Spectacular
Did you
Spider-Man,
watch it?
I've actually been watching it.
Ooh,
I'm like,
that's a recently watched one. Come
yeah.
on, buddy. You're
I-
just holding out on
Oh my
us.
God.
So
Where is it at right now? It's on Netflix?
Disney Plus.
Really? It's on there now.
Mhm.
Sweet.
So I'm like episode 6,
Season 1.
season 1.
And then
Okay.
Disney's gonna see that. Damn, this has the best numbers out of all the Spider-Man shows that are out. And then the freshman year, hopefully we see some stuff too.
But I'm really liking it so far. So it's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
their character development is great.
You get to the episode with Electro yet?
Yes.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Man,
So-
dude, it's just there's so much setup.
So
Well,
anybody,
I've been,
anybody who has Disney Plus, go watch
Yeah.
Spectacular
Just
Spider-Man.
watch Spectacular
I've
Spider-Man.
It's
been
only
on
2
this like
seasons.
Spider-Man phase right now because I've
game?
been playing the Spider-Man game.
So
Me with
good.
spy films and spy thrillers.
Yeah.
This guy's on
Me
Spider-Man.
and Spider-Man.
Good for you though.
I'm like at
Good for you.
91% on completion on the game.
Alright.
Gotta take those
Uh,
pictures.
Yeah.
Take pictures of Doctor Strange's Sanctum Sanctorum. Man.
Yeah. Avengers Tower too. So
Yep.
game is awesome. But
that'll be
saw-
next on my
You
playlist
saw
or 2 playlists.
Murdoch, or what is it?
Your popcorn playlist.
The
My Mountain Dew and
Oh my
Doritos
gosh.
playlist.
their law firm, Nelson and Murdoch.
yeah.
Yeah, you saw Nelson and Murdoch there. Yeah, that's cool too. Oh man, that's dope.
The story of that game is excellent.
Yeah.
And I did all the DLC too, so I'm just doing like the side stuff now.
Yep.
Between that and Spider-Verse, those are, at least to me, like the best 2 Spider-Man stories.
Yeah.
And the second game
And then
is coming
Spectacular
out.
is right
The
after.
end of this year, sometime.
Yeah, the end of this year. Yeah,
Probably. We're hoping.
The end, jeez.
Yeah.
Hurry up with that.
big year for Spider-Man this year. It seems like.
Oh yeah. Sony knows it.
The Year of the Spider.
Sony knows it. No, it's the year of the rabbit. Get there. All right.
And then-
I want to go ahead. Sorry.
Oh yeah. So for honorable mention, I don't think I want to see this movie, but like I'm just curious to see how it's gonna play out, so it could end. Fast
Well,
10.
There is still
Your seatbelt.
another movie.
There's
I
gonna
didn't
be
know. I
another
know
one.
this is like part 1
Fast
of
10.
2.
It just
'cause-
needs to be better than 9, man. 9,
Yeah, 9 was
It's-
just.
I
a
don't know
whole
about
other
that,
level.
9 was
man.
something else.
How
man.
can they top sending a car to space?
Sending 2 cars to space.
Two cars
Jurassic
to
Park
space.
Having
with
an actual race in space. It'll be the space race.
I
For
think
family.
they have to. I think they're gonna end up fusing franchises and
With Jurassic Park.
with something
Transformers.
Ninja Turtles or something.
Oh
I
my
don't know.
God.
But then they can't do that Transformers because John Cena's been in both. No, yeah, Ninja Turtles. Why not? I don't know. Something that Universal owns.
I don't know, but I'm just curious to see how it'll end.
Yeah, he's just like, are you hate watching it? Don't hate watch. Just for the record, everybody tuning in and
I mean,
listening and
it-
watching, do
it
not
has-
hate watch.
A good chance of being better than 9, but I mean, what do I know?
What do you know? I mean, I don't know, man.
We'll see.
Whew.
It's got a good cast though. I like the new people that are going in. So,
Momoa.
Momo.
well, we
Brie
got
Larson.
Momoa, Brie Larson. We got,
You got me
the
with
guy
Brie
from
Larson.
Reacher.
Yeah, Alan Hutchinson.
Alan
Richardson,
something like
yeah.
that.
That was Hutchinson.
So
I think it's Richardson. Alan
Richardson?
Richardson? No.
Yeah.
It's definitely Alan.
It-
His first day.
Alan is in the movie. Hey, Alan.
Hey, Alan.
and then
Is that
It's
the dream
Richardson.
sequence?
Yeah, Alan Richardson. But that's a good. That's a good one. I have a goofy offbeat honorable mention because it's actually coming out in April. It's Renfield with Nicholas Hoult and Nicolas Cage. It's a
Curious to see.
double
Oh,
Nick,
yes. Yes.
double Nick, double feature, single feature, and Aquafina randomly. But that movie looks like a ton of fun. Like it's
I mean, I
it's
could
so goofy.
see Nicolas Cage in that role.
As Dracula, as a toxic boss, Dracula. Yes, this is perfect. Yeah, it looks great. Like, why not? At this point, I'm like, you know what? You watch some stuff to turn your brain off and have fun. I think that's going to be one of those movies. And we were
Cocaine
pleasant.
Bear.
Cocaine Bear also comes out
Ooh,
later this
yes.
month, I think. That's going to be.
Zach is like, no,
Why not?
no, you don't want to
I'm
see.
watching it.
I
I'm
want to see.
totally
I
watching.
mean, I'll
Cocaine
watch it.
Bear.
It just looks ridiculous.
You don't want to
That's the
see
point.
Pooh, Blood, and Honey.
No, I'd rather watch Cocaine Bear than Pooh, Blood,
Yeah.
and Honey. But we were pleasantly surprised with the unbearable weight of
Massive talent.
massive talent.
Yeah.
Pedro
That was
Pascal
fun.
was in that.
That was
Hey,
a fun movie.
that movie was great. So the Nick Cage Renaissance, the Cage-assance is still going.
Always be Cajun.
ABC, always be Cage.
Oh my god.
Watch Community. This is your weekly reminder to watch Community.
Guardians 3, man.
Guardians 3, I cannot wait for that.
Yeah.
I have In the Meantime by Space Hog stuck in my brain at least once a week. Thanks, James Gunn. I cannot wait for that. It's going to be amazing.
Well, my honorable mention is going to be Guardians of the Galaxy
Yeah.
3. I think this is
For
going
sure.
to be the end for a couple of characters, as has been talked about in media
People think
recently.
you think it's Rocket.
before.
I think it's Drax.
Well, no, Drax.
Well,
that's confirmed.
Whether he dies or not, he's not going to
He's not
be in it
coming back.
anymore.
Yeah.
That's fine.
yeah, I mean that's been talked
Kind of
about.
don't like that he said that because then it's kind of like
Spoiler.
if
Kind
he
of a
does
spoiler.
die, like thanks.
You're like, thanks, Dave.
'Cause I
But
was
also, you're a good actor. I
expecting it.
can't be mad at you.
So he won't be around for the end of this multiverse saga.
And who says the Guardians will even be in the end of this multiverse saga?
I mean,
Maybe
it
they won't.
could be. I mean, maybe it's the end of the Guardians, or at least this version of the Guardians.
In
that
the
we know.
comics, they have broken up before and then reformed
No.
with other
and
people.
other members, yeah. So
Yeah.
so it could be.
They brought in
it
like
could happen just like
Quasar and
I mean,
other people.
it could be a totally new group.
Yeah, Adam Warlock, and maybe in the end they disband and they have some Eternals roll up in there. Who knows?
What about Harry Styles? Remember him?
That's the point.
Came out of
Exactly.
nowhere at the end
Star
of
Fox.
Eternals.
I really hate that that's his name. But that's the actual character's name in the comics. Whatever. Anyway, good call, gentlemen, for your honorable mentions. You gave a tenuous honorable mention with that one. Okay, cool.
I'm just happy to finally get to the end of the saga.
Yeah.
Of Fast
that, yeah.
Fast and the Furious.
And I've mentioned mine earlier before. Some of the other ones coming out in June. There's a couple in May, I think, that were coming out that I have now come. That was Guardians.
Isn't Scream 6 coming out?
I don't know if I
Yeah.
want to watch that. Nev Campbell's not in it. They
He's
had
not.
that-
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Lame.
It's New York slasher subways. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know.
And then we got this Jurassic,
Oh, Evil Dead.
Evil Dead Rise.
That
Yeah.
Evil Dead Rise looks good.
We got this Jurassic Park ripoff with Adam Driver.
Oh, 65.
Yeah.
No, that's not. It's a
Wait, is it technically a ripoff? Because
It's
he
not a
actually
ripoff, but
travels
like-
back. Does he
Yeah.
kind of travel back in
no.
time? Or no?
That's just humans that were on the planet 65 million years.
Years ago in the
What?
past.
Yeah.
So So Samurai Jack.
But no,
Which
And-
means Darwin was wrong.
an astronaut who crash lands on a foreign planet, only to discover he has landed on prehistoric Earth 65 million years in the past.
So it's like Planet of the Apes.
Time dilation.
It's
but in
Tim Burton's
reverse?
Planet. It's Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes.
With Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg and Tim Roth.
It's written by the same team that wrote A Quiet Place. So
Oh, that's right. Yes.
John Krasinski.
Is he involved? I doubt it.
No,
no, but it's
Is he- I think he. I mean,
the
he,
people who touched it up. They touched it
Yeah.
up a little bit.
other.
Yeah.
Adam Driver.
Yeah, so it's surprisingly this this half of the year has a lot of the big like hype, tentpole blockbuster types of films, and I feel like we're getting the prestige stuff either interspersed or later on
It's
in the
like
other half of
July
the year.
and-
yeah, like
and
July,
further.
like Roosevelt. Was it Roosevelt?
Huh?
I think. Yeah, it's something. It's
July?
Scorsese,
Oppenheimer.
but Scorsese's directing something with Leo DiCaprio.
Classic.
Well, it's like a long title, I feel.
Yeah,
Like
I
the
thought it
title
was
was long one.
It's
I
something
forget
like
what it's called.
But yeah, the second half of the year we'll have our picks.
We'll do another
a few months,
episode
yeah.
on that one. Yeah,
yeah,
as we get closer.
exactly. It'll be this time feels like there's a lot of just fun and like
Got-
like go to the movies to be excited.
You got the Little Mermaid
Yeah,
Another
live
one, yeah.
action.
I'll watch that. I'll give it a shot.
Do you hear Adam Driver's rumored as Mr. Fantastic?
Yeah, I
Reed
heard about that
Richards?
rumor.
We'll
I
see.
don't know how I would feel about that.
Yeah.
Good cosmic rays. Cosmic rays.
We'll see.
Good soup.
Good soup.
Good soup.
Well, Indiana Jones 5 is June 30th. So
That's why it counts.
It counts.
That's why it counts.
It counts.
Don't take Indy away from
Just
me.
made the cutoff.
It
Yeah.
did just make the cutoff.
I
Good
can't wait
list
to
of
talk about
movies
the
for the
second
first half.
though, because
Because of part 4, I'm not as interested. I'm gonna watch it, but I'm not as interested.
That's why, like, I mean, like, that's why I'm cautiously optimistic. Who knows? But we'll get there. Alrighty, guys. So everybody, we want to hear what your favorite film is. If we didn't mention it in our top hype or honorable mentions, reach out to us on Twitter, Instagram, and give us your shout out. What you feel is better. We'll drop a little big kind of honorable mention for your sake. We'll put that up there. Danny and I will have that on the pages and manage the socials. But please, if you haven't, you stumbled onto us on the podcast, give us like, follow, and subscribe on YouTube and Instagram on Popcorn Watchlist. And tune in for next time for some great reactions and continuing fun discussions on TV and film. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.
Later.
Hey, Mike.